It is a brand new year, so let's talk predictions for the photography industry in 2025. Are you tired of the endless stream of fantasy marketing and vanity metrics? Yeah, so am I. My name is James Patrick, and I'm an internationally published photographer, media specialist, and marketing strategist. As a creative entrepreneur, I face the same exact frustrations you have, being bombarded by generic advice that promises success but never lives up to the hype. We need to move beyond the posturing, beyond the facade, beyond the image to navigate the unique challenges we face as creatives. Together, we're going to dive into real stories, real strategies, and the real work that can lead to the real results. This is the Beyond the Image podcast. What is going on? And thank you so much for tuning in to Beyond the Image in 2025. I appreciate you taking some time to get some information, get a little inspiration to help you in your creative entrepreneurial journey. And whether you're tuning in via YouTube, appreciate your subscriptions there, or Apple or Spotify, wherever you're tuning in, we appreciate you. This show's been going on strong. I want to say 10 plus years now, over 600 episodes, and we owe it all to you. So thank you so much for that. So we are into a brand new year and wanted to share with you a handful of observations as well as predictions of what I believe you can look forward to in the photo industry in 2025. And the goal of discussing these things is not to scare you about the photo industry by any means, but to really give you some hopeful inspiration about ways that you could hone in or modify or adjust your business or your practices or your services so that you could be at the forefront of what your clients need next. And we've talked about this concept of an industry evolving or an industry changes numerous times. And, I see two types of people in any industry, but absolutely the photography industry, which is you have individuals who will stand at the edge of the world as a tidal wave of change is approaching them, and they're waving their arms saying, I will not change. We saw this with the really the promotion of digital technologies, and so many photographers saying, real photographers only use film. Well, what happened? Clients demanded digital assets. So unless you're providing digital assets, your business became irrelevant. We saw the same with social media. Well, real clients aren't going to find their photographers on social media. Well, what happened? Clients demanded to be able to connect with, follow, communicate with their creatives or the freelancers that they wanted to work with on these social platforms. So unless you were there and had a significant presence, it was going to be hard to want to work with you. Um, we saw the same thing in around 2008, where photographers were changing the assets that they were giving and really shifting the service platforms of what they were offering to their clients. And so many professionals were saying, this where photographers are giving away too much, and they're reducing the core value of the assets that they're providing, when in reality, clients were just demanding different things, and photographers who are willing to adapt, willing to be at the forefront of what clients were wanting, not just today, but what they could want tomorrow, and being anticipatory of that. Well, those were the clients who stayed in business. So there's a lot that's been changing within our industry. And that leads into my first of 10 predictions that we're going to see is we're going to see a more commercialization of AI enhanced photography. It is going to be a part of commercial photography. And so photographers who are testing now or finding creative or unique or innovative ways to implement AI enhancements into their photography are going to be the ones who are considered for campaigns versus photographers who are A, unwilling to, and B, unable to. And that's not to say that, and with any of these things, you don't have to do these. These are not requirements, but it is something you should be aware of so that when your clients are coming to you asking for you to work with images leveraging AI enhancements or AI technologies, and you are either unwilling to or unable to, that is going to impact your potential hireability or the potential of a client wanting to work with you more than once. Second prediction, and this completely contradicts the first prediction, And with everything, we have a balance. This is a pendulum swing. For as much as you're going to see a commercialization of AI enhanced imagery, you're also going to have a significant market that wants rawness in photos, minimally edited imagery. And this especially will apply to portraiture, imagery that is bare, that is native, that is raw, that is as real as it can be while still looking amazing, while still looking flattering, but that authenticity and that lack of manipulation or lack of post production or lack of AI enhancements are what is going to make that imagery valuable, sellable, marketable. So, yes, you're going to have a growth in a market for the commercialization of AI photography, but also you're going to have a growth in a market for minimally edited portraiture. And if that's something that you can really start to campaign right now, once again, you can be at the forefront of that. Third is you're going to see a rise in a retro aesthetic. And we're starting to see this already right now, but you're going to see it absolutely editorially, but it's going to definitely impact portraiture, that industry, and a little bit into the commercial industry, I would anticipate. But vintage film vibe photography is going to become a lot more popular this year. Number four is you're going to have requests for mixed media campaigns. And when I say this, I don't mean photo and video, I mean digital and analog film photography. So, not just a retro aesthetic, but actually campaigns that want the digital production. In addition, they will also want an analog production, a film production, something that is a little bit more raw, something that's a little bit grainier, something that's a little bit less polished. You're going to start to see clients wanting both of those. And that is a great value add for creatives who are able to work with analog technology. Next up, you're going to see a growth in the number of commercial campaigns there are available. More companies are going to be hiring creatives for photos, for videos, for mixed media campaigns. There's going to be more commercial work available, and the dollar amount is going to be higher than it has been in previous years. So we're going to see a growth in the commercial photography industry. And I think we're going to see a growth in all photo industries. I think photography is really a popular service to hire right now. And I think whether you're a portrait photographer or whether you're a commercial photographer, whether you're a wedding photographer, you are going to see a growth in those industries. The one industry I think you're going to see less in, and this is my next prediction, is less paid editorial work. Um, we've seen for years now the magazine industry has been atrophying, and we've had some renaissance and some rebirth within the print industry. Um, but the growth we are seeing in the print industry is not often hiring new creative. A lot of the growth we're seeing in the print industry right now is either A, relicensing old imagery, B, using stock imagery. So if you're a stock photographer, that is a potential for you. Um, or uh, they are using imagery that they already have the rights to. In addition to that, you're seeing a lot of editorial work that is purely sponsored content, meaning they are not paying for editorial. In fact, creatives, whether it's photographers or models or design contributors, are actually paying to have their work published. So it's really changed the dynamic of editorial. The point being is, if you planned on making a lot of money in editorial, I would really examine where you should be deriving your revenue from in 2025. Next up is you're going to continue to see, and this is even more so, particularly with portrait work, is an increase in consumers wanting video as an add on package. Not just wanting to hire a photographer, but wanting that photographer or the photographer and a partner to also provide video services. This is absolutely true in the wedding industry. You're going to see an increase of it in the portrait industry, and it is also growing very quickly in the commercial industry, where clients want not just still assets, they want video imagery to really round out and give them a more robust package that they can use in their marketing materials. From an aesthetics perspective, you're going to see a lot more campaigns that lean into very high contrast, so very bold imagery and lots of color. So, photographers that really focus on, instead of very mid-tone photos, very high contrast, high key photos, dramatic portraiture, but also use of lots of bold colors in their campaigns. That is really popular, and it's even increasingly popular in commercial work. We're seeing, especially with a lot of the campaigns we're being offered to work on, or we're bidding to work on, color and bold color is an integral part of so many of the creative briefs on these campaigns. Next up, I'm seeing a lot of information, a lot of articles, a lot of videos about the growth of 360 immersive and VR imagery and videos. This is particularly big with architectural photographers, home photographers, to be able to create immersive experiences with their imagery, to be able to do walkthroughs, tours. This is a rapidly growing market. And because the technology to create these has been decreasing in price, making them a little more affordable, the consumer demand for it is going to go up. So expect to see a growth in 360 immersive and VR campaigns. Last up, and this is something I've talked about for a few years, and I'm finally starting to see it really catch hold, are photographers being able to grow their income using subscription based models, connecting with commercial clients, portrait clients, and be able to secure them into a residual package that is a monthly stipend or bi-monthly stipend, however they have it set up, that guarantees that consumer to a specific amount of time or a specific amount of assets from that creative. So whether it's like a quick photo shoot every month or a photo shoot every other month, this way portrait clients or commercial clients can get regular updated content, because the quantity of content, and this is such an important note, the quantity of content that consumers are getting has never been more important. So those are my top 10 predictions for the photo industry in 2025. I'm curious if you have any other predictions as well. Feel free to leave those in the comments section. You could connect with me on Instagram at jpatrickphoto. Jamespatrick.com is the website. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, for hitting that like button, telling a friend about the show. We appreciate you. Happy shooting out there. Best of luck in your photo businesses. If there are any topics that you want me to cover in this new year, please shoot me a message. Love chatting with fellow photographers and really diving into how we as a community, how we as an industry can better the business for all of us. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you on the next episode. Take care, everyone.